we are now going to be joined by one of the stars of UFC 246. Holm joins us live from Las Vegas, where she will be fighting Raquel Pennington in a rematch between you and Raquel. What do you think will be different about this fight as opposed to the last one, Holly?
You know, first rematch in MMA, and I'm excited for it because I'm a completely improved fighter than I was the first time that I fought her. You know, that was my first fight in the UFC, and I was still pretty green to grappling and wrestling and things like that. So I just feel so much more confident with a lot of the rest of my, you know, martial arts game, the full kind of being a little bit more well-rounded than I was the first time we fought. So I'm just excited to be able to display those, you know, those new tools I have.
Congratulations on all your success. Best of luck this weekend. Does it help you somewhat that the spotlight isn't necessarily all on you because you're sharing a card with Cowboy and Conor?
You know, I just don't really think about that as much. You know, the pressure to me is always just victory. I want to win, and I want to make all the hard work worth something. So it's never really, if I'm co-main event, main event, undercard, the pressure's still on. If I'm not the main event, it's, you know what, I need to work to the belt, which means that's where you're going to be as a main event, you know. So it's, the pressure is always to want victory and to move forward. And it's kind of just a pressure I put on myself, but in a positive way. I just use it for motivation. So I'm just excited to be part of a big card, and just kind of here to do my job and focus on my fight.
So you mentioned that previously, before you were in the UFC, you had a lot of experience in boxing and kickboxing, and in and outside the UFC, you have landed some of the cleanest head kicks I have ever seen. I'm not flexible enough to even get my leg over my waist, but what does it feel like to connect with a head kick the way that you have?
Oh, that's what you work so hard for, is just to land a head kick like that, you know? It's not just to be able to throw a head kick and halfway, you know, land it, but to land it clean, that just feels good. And I don't ever want like ill will, you know, as far as like in a fight, but there's just a satisfaction you feel by landing a really good, you know, head kick, any kind of shot really. But I do love the head kicks, and that's always been more of my favorite thing from any kind of kickboxing experience I had. And so it's definitely something I love. I don't always only want to fish for that, because that just makes me too predictable, you know. So I only want to throw it out there when I can and when the opening's there. But it's a satisfaction that feels awesome.
So, Holly, I played professional basketball for a long time, and we often joke that players much rather be held back than actually get into an altercation. But in your sport, it comes with the territory. So what is it actually like to be able to punch and or kick an opponent? Because there were many times I wish I could have done it as well.
You know, it feels good, and it's just there's a couple things to it. You know, you don't ever walk, like I don't anyway. I don't like walk in with actually like ill will in my heart. It's just two people have trained to become victorious in the end, and I'm facing somebody who is trained to try to beat me, to knock me out, to choke me out, to, you know. So it's like you're in there for survival, yes, but you're also in there for your own fight. It's kind of it's a whole different kind of aspect when you're the one actually fighting instead of just being on the outside watching it. But I definitely love my job, and there is something that is just very satisfying and very fulfilling about getting in there and being in an actual real battle, physical contact battle, and being able to be victorious and pick your shots and really get in there and just you know, feel the passion and get gritty.
So, Holly, you mentioned all the training that you've put in for this fight and other fights, but as you get this close, when you are so close to the actual fight, how does your training and your preparation change?
Right now I'm just tapering down. It's just, let's sweat a little, let's move a little, let's keep the body, you know, moving, keep the muscles warm, let's make weight. That's half the battle right now. So it's just, you know, just, you don't want to break down the muscles right now. You just want to keep them tuned up and just ready to go.
So, you know what? I'm terrified to get into a physical battle the way you do when you go into fights in the UFC. But one thing I always think about is if I did, I would party afterwards. I mean, you're in Vegas. Are you going to celebrate or commiserate whether you win or lose against Raquel?
You know, it's hard for me to celebrate if I don't get a victory. So my plan is, yes, to be celebrating because I'm going for a victory. But my type of victory, I don't know, it might be different than some people. When I get out of a fight, some of the things I want to do is just sit down with my closest people that, you know, support me and my team and just eat maybe some French fries, have a cocktail, and just laugh together and just kind of like have that like relief of the pressure and just, but with the people that really help you get there, you know. I don't really ever feel like I need to go out and experience all these new things. I just want to be surrounded by the ones that are closest to me and just like enjoy the moment together.
Well, you're a terrific fighter. I love French fries, crispy, well done. I love cocktails.
Oh, yeah. I love French fries.
We're going to be rooting for you and supporting you the entire way. You're welcome to join us anytime on Jalen and Jacoby to talk the fight game or anything else you may be passionate about.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports and analysis, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming and special content, subscribe to ESPN+.